Hypergamy never stops until she has nothing left to climb. Before we go deeper, hit subscribe and like the video. This is DepthRealm, where we expose the shadows so you can see the truth. Women grow up believing something beautiful, something comforting, something intoxicating. That life will always rise to meet them, that they will always level up, always find someone better, always trade upward, always deserve more. It's not arrogance, it's programming. Hypergamy is not a choice. It is an instinct older than civilization, deeper than logic, louder than morality, stronger than love. It whispers to every woman, you must secure the best man you can get, and if a better man appears, you must desire him too. And men spend their lives trying to outrun that whisper. The brutal reality is that a woman's desire for upward movement never ends. Not at 20, not at 30, not at 40. Hypergamy is a staircase with no top floor, where every step reveals another step, every peak reveals another peak. The tragedy is that she only realizes she's climbing toward emptiness when she reaches the age where doors no longer open, they only close. By then, she's climbed too high to descend without breaking. She's exhausted options, burned bridges, and aged out of the attention economy. She stands at the top of a mountain that gives her everything except what she wanted most: the ability to stop climbing. Hypergamy is not a ladder to happiness. It's a treadmill to nowhere. Women say they want stability, love, commitment, depth, but their instincts pull them toward novelty, dominance, status, charisma, excitement, desirability. This is why her dream man is always slightly out of reach. Why she feels alive when she chases him and empty when she secures him. Why she compares every real man to a fantasy she can't admit was fiction. Women don't want the best man available. They want the best man possible. And possible is a moving target. Hypergamy evolved to help women survive in ancient environments where choosing the strongest male meant safety. But in the modern world, survival is easy. So their instincts, freed from necessity, expanded into desire. Now she doesn't just want strength. She wants perfection. Emotional, financial, physical, social, psychological. She wants a man who is everything at once and everything always. And the man who fits that fantasy would never choose her. Not out of cruelty, but out of mathematics. Let me show you how the story always plays out. In high school, she is adored by boys her age. She feels powerful and special and beautiful, and she believes this power is permanent. In college, she meets older men, higher status men, men who make the boys from her hometown look invisible. She tastes a new tier and decides she can never go backward. Hypergamy turns preference into entitlement. Then come her 20s, the golden era. Maximum beauty, maximum attention, maximum options. So she chooses nothing. She treats men as experiences, not partners. She collects validation the way men collect accomplishments. She rejects men who would have loved her. She believes time is on her side. But time is a predator disguised as a friend. At 27, the men her age begin leveling up, careers rising, incomes rising, confidence rising. Meanwhile, her attention peaks and begins an invisible decline she refuses to see. She still feels she can do better, even as the men she rejected now marry women younger, warmer, and easier to build with. 30 panic whispers. Choose now. But hypergamy won't allow it. She filters harder. She waits longer. She chases men who don't chase her. She mistakes shrinking options for rising standards. 33, reality cracks through the fantasy. She realizes her access to top-tier men was borrowed, not earned. A rental, not a guarantee. The men she once attracted now scroll past her without a second thought. 36, the cliff appears. Now she dates downward but calls it being more open-minded. The men she once overlooked now overlook her. And the one man she wants? He's at dinner with a woman 10 years younger. This is the collapse. And you see it every day. Caroline spent her 20s upgrading every boyfriend because she believed her true soulmate was still ahead. At 31, she finally found a man who was everything she wanted. Wealthy, charismatic, socially magnetic. But he never chose her. She waited years for him to commit. He never did. Now at 38, she's single, exhausted, and still telling herself someone better is coming. The truth? The best man she ever had was the one she walked away from. Emily, the career queen, believed she had forever. She built titles, not relationships. By the time she wanted stability, the men at her level were married, and the younger men she wanted younger women. Hypergamy told her to climb. Success told her she had arrived. But the dating market told her she was late. And then there's Sophia, the attention addict. She lived on validation, bathing in the daily flood of male desire. Hypergamy convinced her no man was enough. 34, the flood became a trickle. Her inbox dried, her confidence cracked, and now she chases the attention she once drowned in. Nobody is chasing her anymore. Hypergamy is not malicious. It's not evil. It's not personal. But it never stops. Not for love, not for loyalty, not for marriage, not even for children. It only stops for one thing: the end of options. When hypergamy hits a wall, the crash is devastating. She isn't just losing men. She's losing the identity she built around the belief that she would always deserve more. This is why modern women are more anxious, more lonely, more dissatisfied than ever. Not because men got worse, but because hypergamy pushed them into a race where the finish line moves farther away each year. Hypergamy is a young woman's power and an older woman's prison. Tells her she deserves the best. Life tells her she can't have him. Tells her she can upgrade. Time tells her she can't. Tells her men will chase forever. Reality tells her men chase youth, not ego. Tells her she's the prize. But a prize with an expiration date is a product, not a partner. The brutal dilemma is this: a woman cannot shut off hypergamy, and no man can satisfy it permanently. Even the man she marries will be compared to the man she could have married. Even the life she builds will be weighed against a life she fantasized about. Even the love she receives will be filtered through the lens of whether she could have done better. Hypergamy is a hunger without a ceiling. And when hunger meets time, starvation begins. But here's the awakening moment for the men watching. You are not obligated to climb her staircase. You are not responsible for meeting her shifting expectations. You are not a stepping stone for her next level. You are the level. The man who understands hypergamy is never confused again, never blindsided again, never guilt again. He chooses a woman who chooses him fully, consistently, genuinely. And here is the final devastating truth, the truth no one wants to admit. Hypergamy always ends the same way. Alone at the top of a staircase built from the men she thought she could replace. See the pattern. Protect your energy. This is DepthRealm.